it works on, like you say, on so many different levels. So it works physically by releasing tension within the fascia. The fascia is this connective tissue that surrounds all of our muscles, our tendons, and our joints. So it connects the whole body together. This system also stimulates the lymphatic system. So lymphatics is what is our waste disposal system within the body. And that helps to speed up waste disposal, and actually a lot of the time it can stimulate a detox response, increase circulation. So sometimes areas that aren't healing properly just have a lack of a circulation, or maybe a part of the body that doesn't get as strong a circulation as other parts. So it will stimulate a circulatory response, which brings nutrients to the area, which will obviously facilitate healing. It will reduce the inflammation and just oxygenate those tissues as well.
That's a kind of magic. You just mentioned that actually Bowen therapy is actually also applicable to human, right?
Yeah.
So you also work with people.
Yeah.
So could you tell us, based on your experience, what the difference once you work with people and pets?
I guess the biggest difference is obviously communication, and a person can come and tell me how they feel, and a lot of the time someone will come to Bowen with generally not, I mean it's so varied what people come with Bowen, but a lot of the time it's musculoskeletal, so it might be a sore back, sore necks or hips, whatever. But I make them fill in a comprehensive questionnaire beforehand, and you'll often see lots of other secondary issues. It could be digestion, it could be sleep, energy, hormones, there's a huge range. So with people I can also, with an animal, we can observe a primary problem. Maybe they're limping, or maybe their digestion is not very good or something. We can't ask them about these other problems that they might be experiencing because they can't communicate that to us. So you just have to trust the technique with animals more because it's holistic.
In general, like how many sessions are required for pets to start seeing the progress, for example? I guess it all depends.
It depends on the condition. So if you've got an issue, something like arthritis, that's something we can't cure, we can only manage and try and improve quality of life. So that's a condition where you'd like to say, we maybe would give 3 or 4 sessions in a row to get some sort of, just to get a good status quo, so that the body's functioning and feeling as good as it can be. And then maybe we'd have maintenance sessions, so maybe once a month you go and see the dog again, and or the dog comes to me again, and we just top up, basically, just keep the body in sort of like the optimum health that we can.
I did a bit of preparation before our interview. So what I have discovered that most of the Bowen therapists, they actually are acupuncturists as well.
Yeah, I think so. Firstly, I'd say not most of Bowen therapists are acupuncturists, because Bowen therapists come from such a broad background. There's Bowen therapists that started off as nurses, there's Bowen therapists that started as physios, lay people like myself. I've just always had a background working in the equine industry, but no medical background. There's even neuroscientists that have then gone and studied Bowen therapy because they've witnessed such miraculous results with their patients. So it's a massive broad spectrum. Chiropractors, osteopaths, it's very broad.
But both therapies, they have something in common, I guess, because both of them focus on acupuncture points and meridians as well, and fascia, right?
Yeah, that's right. So Tom Bowen himself was very, very inspired and interested in Eastern medicine. You can obviously see by his work that he understood what meridians were, how they worked, and where these acupressure points were.
Some incredible stories from your practice.
So with animals, it's common over here to have animals with things like kidney failure, pancreatitis, diabetes. It's common all over the world, but a lot of our animals are obese because we like to overfeed them.
I know.
And they're a bit more sedentary than their ancestors would have been. There may be, if they're lucky, they've got a garden or maybe some space to roam around it. But majority of pets, particularly in the Middle East, are living in apartments or inside, so they're not getting the exercise they want. So we get these conditions probably more prevalently over here. I've seen conditions like diabetes. I treated a cat with diabetes that made a very quick turnaround. I think cats are the only animals that can actually have go into remission with diabetes. So we had a cat that I was treating that had chronic diabetes,
Yeah.
then developed pancreatitis, and I started treating him, and the pancreatitis resolved and the diabetes went into remission.
Wow.
So
Fantastic.
that was an amazing. Every animal deserves to live in
Yeah,
good health.
absolutely. Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So to talk a bit more about pet well-being. So that's great. So thank you. Thank you once again for coming. It
You're
was my
welcome.
pleasure to talk to you.